awakening doesn't solve all of our problems. Awakening is not transcendence from all the ills that beset us. In particular, it's not an escape from the psychological damage that we might be carrying. In fact, this spiritual awakening or a psychedelic awakening, we might compare it to enlightenment in that it doesn't cure all of our psychological damage. It just activates something that is within us that had been dormant. And that activating this capacity, well, once it is activated, it operates within the context of our existing psychology, which, quite frankly, could be markedly fracked up. So here's Douglas Rushkoff speaking with Jody Radzik on the Media Squat.
I encountered some people that I consider to be spiritually mature, and they were completely normal. They weren't wearing robes. They didn't have thousands of people trying to hug them. They weren't rich because people would give them money after they hugged them. They were just normal people doing normal things in normal jobs, yet I found them to be spiritually mature. And I thought, well, wait a minute. If these people are the example of spiritual maturity, what about all these other people standing on these superimposing pedestals? You know, what does that say about spiritual maturity and enlightenment itself? You've got basically mixed messages out there. You've got the more kind of pared down Buddhist / Zen message, which is enlightenment is something that's with you all the time, and at a certain moment in time you might get to see that, versus the enlightenment turns you into a living God that can perform miracles on demand. You're looking for an enlightenment that doesn't really exist inside you, so you're going to miss it. That's called occlusion. You have a concept, some sort of metaphor for enlightenment that actually occludes the awareness as it exists inside you at this moment. And that's why I started writing the blog. I thought these jerks are out there pimping themselves like God, because that's what people want to buy, basically. People don't want to find out that enlightenment is something ordinary and something with them all the time. They want an extraordinary enlightenment that will get them out of all their life's problems. It'll get them out of all their personal problems and neuroses and put them up on a pedestal so everyone will worship them. And it made me angry. And so I started writing the blog. I thought, these people are jerks for setting such a bad example of enlightenment. You know, they render themselves living saints based on what people expect of enlightened sainthood, and that has almost nothing to do with enlightenment as it exists as an ordinary truth in everyone.
Now, it seems like the fact that this is happening comes from two sides. I mean, first off, it's easy to understand why a guru would be this way. I mean, if a guru is just going to tell you, oh, you know, you've got it in you, then how's that guru going to get laid and get money off that?
Exactly. It's all about sales, really. It's about packaging. If you want people to come to your satsang, you have to sell them something. If you're just telling them, hey, just go out and dig a ditch, and dig the ditch. People don't want to hear that. They want to come and they want to receive the divine emanations, and that will allow them to believe that, ooh, I'm getting enlightened because it's working as like a radio transmission from one person to the other person. That's what people want. They want to escape themselves, and they think enlightenment is their out. And that's what the gurus are selling. Right. They're wrapping the message around the needs of the seekers, and most of the seekers need to be going to therapists, not gurus.